Hey, phony homies. It's time for episode 7 of season 5's Fake Football Guys show. On today's show, we discuss week 3's waiver wire, some huge injuries, and who to add. Are you ready? Let's go. Welcome back, Fantasy Football fam. It's time for another episode of the Fake Football Guys show. I'm your host, Giancarlo Campos, and alongside me is the greatest co-host of all time, Dustin DL Lingelman. What's up, DL?
What's up, man?
Not much, man. Not much. It's week 3,
That's
man. Some big stuff has gone down,
bro. Dude. Okay. We're going to get into it. However, I want to kind of talk about like some of these rookies that people may have like drafted like really high, like, I don't know, Genti or Amarian Hampton, and them not showing up yet. Are we panicking? Are we dropping them? Also, holy crap, the resurgence of the QB is coming back and some huge injuries, bro. This is
Massive.
A crazy week 2. It's been up and down. Also, some of the wide receivers as well. AJ Brown had another dud of a game. Are you scared? Are you nervous? All these things are flying through my head this week.
And we'll get to those. We'll answer all those things and answer your questions, phony homies. We'll answer all those too. We see if you were coming in already, so we can't wait to get to that. But before we do that, let's pay some bills, DL. Let's remind the people on Twitter, where can they follow us, DL?
Tweet FFG.
Awesome. Pretty simple. And as always, get the hashtag trending. What's the hashtag they can use to get us to answer some of those fantasy questions, DL?
You got to use that hashtag AskUsFFG.
Yeah, that's right. If you don't have Twitter and you prefer to use email, I know my uncle and some of your uncles too, DL, prefer to do that.
They do.
What is the email that they can use, DL?
They can use askusffg@gmail.com.
Awesome. I do see some emails as well. Maybe we'll get to those. Who knows? DL,
cool.
We also have a text line, a phone number they can call live. What's that phone number?
Area code 708-655-4508.
That's right. That's my personal number. We should get DLs for next episode. We just start putting DLs on there.
No, I'm good.
Be great.
No.
Way to go. Yeah.
No.
All right, I'll tell you one day about this awesome prank that my friends pulled off one time, but I'll tell you about it some other time. And phony homies, please be sure to like, share, subscribe, and
smash
that notification button. That way you know when we go live. We're on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and anywhere you listen to your podcasts.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Another jam-packed show as always. Let's go.
As always, you just want to jump into the news and then go to my questions that I has because you have
questions.
Them.
Oh, go ahead. Ask your question.
I'm asking right now. I asked them at the top of the show, but we can. Maybe I can ask them during waivers.
Whatever you want. We could answer a few of them now.
Okay, so let's ask a couple now. So like one that's on top of my head is like some of these big time wide receivers like AJ Brown. Are you nervous? Are you trying to trade him at this point? Or are you just going to hold on hope that he, all of a sudden starts getting involved in the Eagles' offense?
It's a good question. I think I would depend on the offer. I always like to look at deals in a vacuum. What that means is just all other factors, they don't count. Just think about the offer on the table. If you can get close to the value that you drafted him at, which is basically a first rounder, if you can get a first rounder back, I would do it. Otherwise, I would hold out and see what happens next week because his value is at its lowest point so far in the season. And if it doesn't have a good week 3, it's going to get even lower. So if you can't get at least first or second round value back, I wouldn't trade him.
Okay, so you're kind of buying low, as they say on AJ Brown.
I'm buying low and I'm not selling low. I'm selling high, even though you can't sell high on a guy who hasn't done jack.
Yeah, that's a little tough. What about your boy?
Let me ask you. Brian Thomas Jr., is that who you were going to ask?
No, I wasn't. I was going to wear the jersey that you're wearing. You're intrigued that you said you were yelling at everyone in our draft about, look, 1,000-yard wide receiver. Why isn't anyone taking him? Ooh. And he, the I see why people haven't taken him in the first 2 weeks. He hasn't actually caught a ball over 30 yards in over a year. So that's my question to you. Like, are you still high on Tree? Because that was your boy. You drafted him. You're talking up and down. Is he still the guy? Are you holding off on him, or are you trying to offload him?
I like the stat that you pulled because it's all over social media, all over sports.
Yeah.
But he actually did catch a ball finally over 30 yards. He had a 47-yarder last week. He finished with 109 total yards on 6 receptions, averaged 18.2 per reception, and scored over 15 fantasy points. So love to see it.
Okay, so he's back.
I think he's
back.
Okay. I don't want anything to do with that Dolphins team. I don't know if you saw the presser after the game, but Mike McDaniel's a mess.
We're going to talk about that in the news next, but yeah, go ahead.
They asked him about what's going on with Tua and what's going on with the team, and he's like, well, when you lose, you don't win, so you lose because you're not winning, so you're losing because you lose. That's basically what he said. The guy's in shambles. He knows the writing's on the wall. He's going to get fired. If you have him in your survivor pools, he's going to get fired. So money's on him getting let go. I think Tyreek Hill might end up on another team, DL. He might end up on another team. Wouldn't surprise me if he goes to the Chiefs or maybe the Steelers. There's a few teams out there that he's being rumored to go to, and I would love to see that for his value in fantasy because he's not as bad as this team has been. I don't think it's Tyreek's fault. So, yeah.
Another question. Well, okay. Before I get to that question, but Reek was actually complaining when he was on the Chiefs, though. Remember that? Right before he got traded.
Yeah.
I want to go somewhere else, blah, blah. So
I don't think he'll complain this time.
I mean, the only thing I can say is that, which is worth it. He can be a prima donna. I mean, he puts his money where his mouth is. He's honestly, the cheetah, right? Mm-hmm. So we had Scotty K as Jay Hill needs to get traded back to KC. Mahomes needs help. So I think he meant Treek. Is that his
Jay? He's telling me Jay.
Oh,
Hill,
Jay.
Comma. Hill needs to get
use a comma. That helps. But yeah, I mean, I could see that. Also, Scotty came in with not if, but when they get destroyed by the Bills, McDaniels won't make it back to Miami.
I think he's right. I don't think he makes it to week 6. We're in week 3. So I don't think he makes it to week 6. They have a long layoff coming up, the Dolphins do. So if they fired him after this week, they're going to have about 10 days before their next game. So it gives them ample time to try to kind of set some stuff up, get an interim going, so on and so forth. But yeah, I don't think he makes it to week 6. If I was a betting man, I would take the under. But he's probably right. He probably won't even make it past this weekend.
And my last question is, we actually got in kind of a kerfuffle over this one.
Yeah.
Was Mark Andrews.
Oh, yeah.
Still is looking like a dud. I think he's averaging 1.9 points in fantasy points for the first 2 weeks. So is it like last year when he rolled 2 goose eggs and you just kind of keep holding on that maybe by week 7 he gets good? Or are you finally coming around the fact that I was right?
You might be right. Yeah. I haven't seen anything from him that has been I haven't seen anything from him that's changing my mind that he's back, So I think you might be right, but it's early season. Colson Loveland hasn't done shit, so that doesn't mean he sucks. So
it doesn't.
Brian Thomas Jr. hasn't done shit. That doesn't mean he sucks. Omarion Hampton hasn't done shit. Doesn't mean he sucks.
Exactly.
There's a lot of these guys who haven't done jack shit, but it does not mean they suck. It's only week 2. Plenty of time. DJ Moore hasn't done shit. Not because he sucks. So,
and that's why I'm bringing this up is because it's week 2. People are getting nervous, especially if you drafted an AJ Brown high, right? Maybe you got him in the 2nd round, 3rd round, or maybe you did the stack with Hurts, who had a kind of a dud game himself. I think he only got 3 points this past week, so it's kind of like that. Oh no, did I screw it up? I'm screwed. At this point, I always think first week is just kind of okay, kind of getting a feel for the team. Week 2 is kind of you're collecting data, right? So you're really trying to pull in that data of offenses, what they're going to. Are they more run heavy? Are they more passing the ball? Things of that nature. So
usage.
I would give it like, I don't know, I would say a month before you kind of like pull any
Ooh.
triggers really fast. However, phony homies, some people don't want to wait that long. So I would attack some of these guys and maybe you can buy low on them and trade them off. Now, and I'll wrap this up and then we'll jump into the news.
I
But
have a
my other
question for you
question,
too. Yeah.
okay, you can ask me. You go first.
Yeah. What
I asked
What
like
do you
3.
do in fantasy if you're 0-2? What do you do? What's your strategy? Do you freak out? Are you panicking? Are you looking to make moves? How do you handle when you go 0-2 your first 2 weeks? What should you do?
Great question, because I am an 0-2 in my home league, right? And like right now, I'm not too happy, but I made a bonehead pick, and it might have been because I got so high on Justin Fields, thought he was going to have a phenomenal game, and he didn't. RELAX, relax, right? You're not going to win your league in 2 weeks. The way I always look at it is like, cool, I got my 2 losses out of the way, right?
Nice.
You don't really want to get like too nervous until like if you go 0-4, then absolutely you need to like start trading. You need to like maybe get rid of some of your top guys to get some more, I would say like multiple players, right? So like let's say you got a CD Lamb, right? And the rest of your team is just garbage, you're 0-4. Maybe you try to move them to get like tier 2 type of guys, if you will, where you get more value there. But yeah, the biggest thing is just relax. It's okay. Don't freak out too much. Don't panic. And yeah, Scotty says it perfect right here. 0-2 means don't panic. Try to buy low. And he's absolutely right. My whole thing was okay, story time. I was playing against JC this week, and honestly, like if I made the mistake of putting Justin Fields in instead of just going with Baker. That's another thing. It's a good lesson. Is the guys you drafted them for a reason. So don't start tinkering with your toys. Don't start tinkering with your team too early. Like let it just kind of like let it marinate. You know, let it just kind of
marinate.
Let the onions, let the peppers, you know, let them kind of get in there before you just like you're flipping it over like, oh, it's getting burnt. No, man, let it marinate. Let them marinate a little bit. Let the juices come out. Ramondre Stevenson. You know what? I grabbed JC traded him, and everyone's giving me huge flack about, oh my God, he got ripped off, blah, blah, blah. Ramondre Stevenson had a heck of a week this week. Hell of a week this week. Yeah, you see? It looks good, right?
It looks ridiculous. How
It
do you
looks
have
awesome.
Daniel
Thumbnail.
Jones on the Giants, Michael Penix on Washington, and then who the hell is this? Omarion Hampton somehow
I don't
made
know.
it to the Chargers.
Doesn't matter. People are gonna click on it because they're like, "What the fuck is it?"
That's
why I did it, guys.
hilarious.
I do it for you.
I'm sorry. That's
So,
so funny.
all right, I'm gonna move on. I'll ask my last question, like about the rookies, a little later on. But we got a lot of news. The first news that we're gonna actually talk about, the Eagles are actually back in the headlines, right? After their 20-17 win over the Chiefs, it was all about the tush push again. Why is that? Because the Phillies ran it 7 times and converted only 5. But the clips, which I'll show you right now, is showing they're kind of cheating. They're getting like a little bit of false starts going on here. So wanted to bring this up, wanted to get your thoughts. But here I'll show it real quick so everyone has an idea about what the heck we're talking about. Let me expand my view. So if you're watching this, watch the guards. Watch the guards right here. False start.
Mm-hmm.
False start.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And honestly, at this point, like, let me stop.
The ball hasn't moved.
The ball hasn't moved, right? False start. And, you know, at first I was a high, like, yeah, dude, it's a great play. Everyone's jealous. Like, what the heck? Like, chill out, everybody, just because you didn't think of it. And this guy thought of it. Now you're all like going against him. But that's illegal. And honestly, I think this is the last season that we're going to see this play because it almost got voted out. The only reason why it stuck is because they didn't have the data of like players getting injured. However, this is a blatant breaking the rules and giving an advantage to them. So, yeah, man, I don't know. What are your thoughts on the tush push? Do you think people are overreacting, or you think like, hey man, it's time to go?
I think I mean, it's like anything, man. When you're the best, you get away with a little more. Whether it's in football, basketball, boxing, you just get away with a little more. So
I got away with a little more right there.
It's because you're the best. It's because you're the best. So, you know what? That's just what it is sometimes, man. That's why Tom Brady was cooking some balls over there. No pause. Yeah, it's just what happens. MJ was, getting away with a push off. In Game 6 of the Finals in '98. It's just what happens, man. It's just how it goes. I think that's what that was.
Yeah, the only thing is that like this like hurt. I feel like this really hurt him because this is blowing up everywhere. There's been a lot of people talking about this. And yeah, it I mean, we just played the clip. Like, obviously, you're seeing people move before the ball is snapped. Yeah. That is not correct. So, Anywho, moving on. Week 2 is definitely heating up. Dolphins head coach Mike McDaniel, before Sunday's 33-27 loss to the Patriots, a plane banner flew overhead over the Hard Rock Stadium, calling McDaniels and GM Chris Gear, saying that right, to be fired. And the boos got louder as Miami stumbled again. After the game, McDonald brushed off the noise, saying if he has to focus on job security, he wouldn't be doing his job. He added he never felt entitled to the position and is locked in on doing the work, not the distractions. So my thoughts on this is like, honestly, man, like you lost your locker room, bro.
Yes.
I mean, you got a little too cool for school, and I like the swag. Don't get me wrong. I like Mike McDonald's swag. He's like, hey, Crosby, we weren't even going to call that call. Gotcha. Ha, ha, ha. But it's gotten away with him. And you're seeing it on live television as well, too. You're seeing like Tree getting pissed off on the sideline. You're having Tua coming out. It's a week. What was it? Week 2, they had a players only meeting. Yeah. Like, that is a lot of unraveling. And it's just showing that, like, man, like, what is going on? There's no discipline there, right? Like, I wouldn't say discipline. Maybe there's no hierarchy. And I think players are just, doing what they want, like whatever. And it's not looking good for Mike McDaniels. I don't know. Your thoughts?
Anytime you have a players only meeting, it's because you've lost the locker room. It's because the players are meeting to play for the players, not to play for the coaches anymore. Yep. So that sucks to see. I think hopefully once they fire McDaniel, it revitalizes that team a little bit, gives them a little juice, just from a fantasy perspective. Just to get some a little more juice out of guys like Jalen Waddle and guys like, I mean, Achan's been great.
Dude, Achan.
He's been good. Okay. So get a little more juice out of guys like Tua, maybe get something out of Tyreek a little more. So we'll see. On
another note, like there are no other teams that have been calling about Tyreek, by the way, at all. So they've actually because he demanded a trade. Don't forget that. He was like, I want out of here, blah, blah, blah. No team has called about him. Just going to throw that out there. In other news, the Raiders spoiled Pete Carroll's 74th birthday with a rough 20-9 loss to the Chargers. The offense went flat, managing only 218 yards and no big plays. Rookie running back Ashton Jennings. This is probably where my question's coming in. The 6-over pick has struggled out of the gate. Only 43 yards on 11 carries on Monday, averaging about 2.7 yards per carry this season. After the game, Carroll urged patience, saying that Genty is still adjusting to the NFL and promising he will get more carries as the Raiders look to fix the ground game. So that's my thing. Like, how are you feeling about these rookies right now? Like, obviously, Ashton Jennings went really high. I was a believer. I grabbed him first round, not going to lie, in just one league that I'm 0-2 in. And then we have Amari Hampton, who isn't doing well. Trey Henderson they're just not popping yet. Granted, it's week 2. So my thought is be patient, buy low on these guys. If there's someone who's freaking out, maybe get these guys. You don't have to start them. You could just let them kind of marinate on your bench. And then once they start popping, go. An actual other aspect is too, if I did the data, when some of the other guys were coming in, like, I don't know, CMC, he was averaging at this point when his rookie year, week 2, he was averaging about 2.7 yards per carry. Oh, Gentry's averaging that as well. So, point being is that rookies take time. They're not going to come out swinging, and they're not going to like all of a sudden just be who they're going to be for the rest of their career. But that's my thoughts. I don't know. I would hang on. Sorry. I would hang on to Genty. I would hang on to Henderson, and I would hang on to Omari Hampton. RJ Harvey, I'm kind of worried about. Bill, maybe. We'll see. I don't know. But what are your thoughts? Sorry. That was long.
Okay, just a few things on Genty. He has 81 rushing yards on the season and 84 rushing yards after contact. Interesting little stat so far. I'm not too worried. What I've seen from him is you can see the guy's is special. The way his balance is great. It reminds me a little bit of a Maurice Jones-Drew. I think he'll be better than Maurice Jones-Drew. I think just give it time, guys. Just give it time. I think he'll be fine. I'm not too worried about it. He's a rookie. I'm not worried about. I'm a little worried about Hampton, just a little bit, considering that Najee Harris is getting all the running opportunities and Omarion Hampton's getting pass blocking opportunities, which sucks. Yeah. So I'm a little worried. And then RJ Harvey. This is what Sean Payton does. Alvin Kamara, when he had Kamara, he used them. The usage was incredible. Kamara's still killing. He's still getting it done. The difference was that Kamara was the exception, not the rule. Sean Payton likes to just kind of be funky with everything he does. Coming out of preseason, he was using Marvin Mims like crazy, and then for some godforsaken reason, Marvin Mims hasn't done shit after preseason, and now he's starting to use guys like Franklin, but not RJ Harvey. I know Franklin's a wide receiver, but like still like. Fuck, you got this crazy talented running back and you're not using him at all. Instead, they're giving the ball to a second and third string running back. It's a problem there. I would be scared of RJ Harvey right now. I would not be worried about Genty whatsoever, though. So, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm just going to wrap it up with the news, and then we'll hit the transition, and then I'll start things off with, obviously, some of the waiver wires. But just wrapping things up real quickly here, there has been a little bit of hubbub with the Raiders once again. So the Raiders were back in the news, right? And why? Because Tom Brady of the Raiders, he's what is he? Outside? He's like a partner or what have you, owner, if you will. He was caught in the coaching booths wearing like headphones. Is this crossing the line? The NFL says the rules were broken, but the rules were not broken, but the fans are buzzing about it. So if you saw this, I saw this as well too. Like, it is kind of weird to see like Tom Brady, he's got the headphones on. He's got like, he's able to talk, and Chip Kelly is like right below him as well too. But he's not breaking any rules. In fact, Brady is a limited partner in the team. Was spotted on the ESPN broadcast sitting in the coach's booth wearing a headset, sparking questions about a dual role as both an owner and a Fox Sports broadcaster. The NFL quickly clarified there are no rules against owners being in the booth or using headsets as long as they follow the equipment policies. Raiders coach Pete Carroll actually also added that Brady has been respectful, not involved in game planning, and just supporting the team. The Raiders face Washington next. So, for myself, I mean, the way that I see this is that I can understand why people are like freaking out. I'm not like 100% like, oh, he's fine. He's not doing anything wrong because Spygates, the balls, the deflated balls that he was using. So I'm not 100% sure that he's not like at least guiding, but yeah, I wouldn't go as far as that. Like, okay, he's obviously tampering. I don't know, JC, what do you think?
Well, I hope you don't mind if I share my screen here for a second, because
oh, look at that. We're getting better at this, folks. Hold on, let me get your screen up. Shazam! There
That's
he is.
your play-by-play guy.
Fox and what was he?
Wearing a coaching fucking headset?
Dude,
Come
I'm
on,
telling
bro.
you.
Come on, bro. That's per Albert Breer, all right? If you know Albert Breer, he's one of the most plugged-in guys. That looks kind of involved. Look at this little thing right here. Tom Brady lowering his chair
this.
because he got caught on camera in the coach's booth. Like, bro, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? Look at him. He knows he's on camera. He's like,
No way. He's sinking
bro.
down.
Come
No,
on,
dude,
bro.
he's leaning back. He wasn't.
Bro.
I don't know,
He's
bro.
leaning back here, and here's the kicker. Okay,
But the NFL said that he's not breaking the rules.
Here's
not
the
breaking the
rules.
rules.
The NFL, they're full of fucking liars. Let's be real. They're liars. This Sunday, Raiders minority owner Tom Brady will call America's Game of the Week on Fox when the Dallas Cowboys visit the Chicago Bears. Chicago's Week 4 opponent, though, the Las Vegas Raiders. Huh.
Interesting.
A little fishy.
A little.
You're telling me that Tom Brady's going to speak to the Bears brass to get nuggets, because these guys like to get nuggets. A lot of times they find out some insider information about the coaching staff, player relationships with coaches, things like that, and they divulge that on the broadcast. They let you know who teams like.
But it said that he's not doing that. He's
bullshit. Because then if the Bears give him some kind of nugget, he can use that nugget the following week against the Raiders. Come on,
bro.
Man.
Why would he?
Raiders? Come on.
Tom Brady would never cheat, ever. Not one time. Never. I mean, Spygate, that wasn't him. He had nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
Them deflating balls, he didn't know that you can mess with equipment. Oh, wait, it says this as long as he's not messing with equipment policies. Interesting. And you know what? This has been going around for a while, though, because a lot of people have been like, okay, well, he's calling games and he's part of the Raiders organization, if you will, right? My minority owner or partner, or whatever what you want to call it. But this is Tom Brady. This is the most competitive dude on the face of the planet. You think he lost a crap load of money on Bitcoin. So I think he's trying to recoup some of his money here. So, all right, hold on. Apparently, from Scotty K. Dang, Scotty's blowing up our chat. Thank you, Scotty. Apparently, they said he can't be in the production meeting for Fox. That's why I alluded to too. Pre-game meeting with the Raiders. That's what they said, right? So unless you're absolutely right, Scotty. But if I was the other team, if I was Washington, I would have a dude right there be like, "Excuse me, what are you doing, Mr. Brady? You can't be in here." I would have somebody on it because I think, as you mentioned before, with the Eagles, sometimes we bend the rules for certain players that are the GOAT. Just saying. Okay. Anywho, we're going to move on. Brady sucks. But we're going to get into his injuries. All right, we're going to kick things off. Starting off right now with J.J. McCarthy's injuries for the Vikings. McCarthy has a high ankle sprain and is out for week 3. He has a potential of being out for 2 to 4 weeks. So that means Carson Wentz is getting a chance at the helm. That sucks. A little rough. We're going to move over to Jaden Daniels. This is a big one. He's injured as well too. He was diagnosed with a knee sprain, doubtful for week 3, meaning that backup Marcus Mariota will likely take over. Shit.
Yeah, shit. Bro, we get to see a flashback from the past. We get to see Carson Wentz. We saw this past week Mac Jones for some guy.
Dude, Mac Jones was looking good. Dude, I don't know what it is. It's just Shanahan. I swear to God, he could pull me off this couch right now. I'd be like, all right, man.
You run through a wall for him?
we're gonna make you a wide receiver, Dustin. I'm like, I can't do it.
You,
And he'd be like, yes, you can.
Dustin
Team it
Renfro
up,
over
and
here.
I would have like the best fantasy week ever. The biggest news, and before I'm going to keep it on both of us just because of this, because it's your team. Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow went down in week 2 with what looked like a leg injury, but is now confirmed as a grade 3 turf toe. He'll need surgery and is expected to miss around 3 months. Jake Browning stepped in, tossed 2 TDs, but also 3 picks. He's the next man up in Cincy. Okay, before I get your thoughts, I just want to explain this to the phony homies. Number 1, when they say toe turf, what that really means? Did I say that right? Turf toe. Wow. See, anyways. What that means is that the ligaments, not ligament, but ligaments,
ligaments
of the toe detach from the fucking foot, meaning that like here's your toe, this guy is way over the fuck here, these guys are over here. It's like this, dude. It's nasty. This is a grade 3. Now, what I think is this is like, honestly, I think this is season ending. I don't think that Joe Burrow is coming back this season. I really don't. And another thing is, I blame the Cincinnati Bengals for this, because that line is 100% trash. They're the whole reason why he got injured. Because guess what? Joe Burrow is a pocket passer. He's like a Joe Montana.
He's the
like
franchise.
He's a Tom Brady. He's a guy that doesn't use his legs. He's that guy. He's your old school, like he's in the pocket, he claps on the pocket. That's the reason why he's injured. Number 1. Number 2, other guys that have had this injury have either A, not come back for the season, or have never come back to the NFL. Now, I'm not saying Joe Burrow's done with his career. However, what I'm saying is I would be shocked if this dude actually comes back with anything. And JC sent me a screenshot, and you want me to share that right away?
Please. Because people are going to be like, what the fuck is turf toe? My toes hurt before. Nah, bro. That's grade 3 turf toe right there.
Damn, dude.
That's what that shit looks like. Shout out to Powder Blue Dew. That's what it looks like, bro. You can't plant on that foot. You can't push on that foot.
Shit.
You can't step on that foot.
Ligaments. Not ligaments.
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 I can't help it, dude. It's my last name. I cannot say cannot pronounce it correctly.
You're hilarious.
But you're fucked, bro. Like, you can't throw shit. And what really sucks is that, oh, there we go. Look at that. Dude. Tell me, you're fucked, dude. This is grade 3. This isn't like, when you hear this about turf toe where they're like, oh, they're gonna be out for a couple weeks, blah blah blah. I'm not gonna lie. When I heard about this, I was like, oh, that like athlete's foot, like you just get a little itchy. You gotta like, no, dude, this is fucked up, bro. Not only, like I said, when this happens, this is season ending. I don't think Joe comes back. I really don't. I think he'll come back as a player next year, but what the fuck? This sucks. He had a great camp. They didn't look good week 1, but like he was like getting it moving. The other aspect is that if you look at Jamar Chase, that's going to hurt him, but I don't think it hurts him that much. I think if you have T. Higgins, you're fucked.
Yeah, it hurts T. Higgins.
Hurts
T. Higgins.
Fucked.
Here's the thing about Browning. I think Browning will lock on to Chase. And
absolutely.
That might be good. That might be good. He did last year. Yeah, he did it this past week. So I think that's what you're going to get. You're going to get him just force-feeding the shit out of the ball to Jamar Chase. So I think maybe
Chase Brown.
Slips. Yeah, Chase Brown will be fine, but they're going to definitely put a few more guys in the box. So I see this as a 12-week injury. That's what a lot of these Twitter doctors are saying. Shout out to Jesse Morse, MD, and the good work he does, throughout the fantasy football season. Look, here's what I would do. If you have space for him on the IR, put him on the IR and hope that you make it to the playoffs. There's a lot of QBs that we're going to recommend to you a little later in the show, and we'll get to that.
Wait, Scotty, I want you to respond to this. Carson Wentz set to make the NFL history by becoming the first quarterback in the league history to start a game for 6 teams in 6 seasons.
I don't know if that's good, but
Okay, cool. A little nugget. It's a little nugget. All right. Wrapping it up, I saved the best for last because I started this particular quarterback over Baker Mayfield. By the way, I'm a moron. Because Baker is him, dude. Oh my God. Did you watch that game? Did you watch that game? Dude, he hurts his knee and he just has adrenaline going. He's like, because what was it? Sauce? Was it Sauce? No.
Who, Sauce Gardner? Who?
Sauce Gardner, yeah, right?
Mm-hmm.
To play the game. Was talking trash. That boy like fucked up his knee. Like probably like, fuck you, motherfucker. I will kick you, motherfucker. Like his adrenaline is running. Just like mine. I'm a believer in Baker, but I wasn't last week, and I should have because I got too excited about Justin Fields, which this week he had a dud of a game because Fields actually left the game against the Buffalo Bills with a concussion. Fudge sickles. If you can't clear protocol, I'm trying to like not swear as much.
Yeah, I got you.
Because we want everyone to watch our show. If he can't clear protocol, veteran Tyrod Taylor.
Tyrod again.
In week 3. Tyrod Taylor, he back, man. His lung is feeling good. It's not collapse no more. He's gonna be good, right? Is he on our waivers? No, he's not. But yeah, man, that sucks. And like, man, he played bad. And that's another thing. The pendulum swing, right? Gotta be careful of that. That was my mistakes. And for you phony homies, don't make that. Just because your top player like a AJ Brown or even like a Jamar Chase had a busted week 1. Look what happened. Week 2 bounced right back, even with a backup quarterback. He was getting it done. So set it, forget it for the first, 4 weeks, I would say, unless there's like something like obviously like, oh my gosh, I can't roll him out anymore. But the first 4 weeks, I would say the first month of fantasy football, be patient. Be patient. Be patient. Don't go crazy. Don't trade, like Drake London for like Ramondre Stevenson and like
Cortland Sutton
or like
and
Ingram.
No Ingram. Tracy.
Tracy.
Yeah.
And there was who's the
I mean, look, in your defense, Drake London has done nothing. Nothing.
Yeah, just don't do that because I'm just kidding.
Doesn't done shit.
But I'm just saying,
Ramondre looked decent. Hey, Ramondre's looking decent.
You know what? He's crawling about the ranks.
All these rookies, even Travion Henderson getting any run. Let's jump over to Jackson. Some of the guys that have been hurt. Austin Eckler, brutal blow to the Washington Commanders.
Oh, that sucked.
Tore his Achilles, and I believe he already tore it before in the past. I remember vividly watching a game and seeing his Achilles tear like 2 years ago. So, yeah, he's done for the season. And honestly,
sucks to suck, bro.
Austin prayers up to Austin Eckler, a little older of a running back. The guy's a freak, a physical freak. I don't know if you've seen him in the weight room. The guy's a beast. A lot of times they post when he was playing for the Chargers, they would post some of the workouts he would do. The guy's a freak. But usually once you tear your Achilles 2 times, it usually spells the end of a career, especially for a guy that age. So shout out to Austin Eckler, and hopefully he recovers. Has a he'll be fine, have a good quality of life, but still, from a fantasy perspective, this might be it for Eckler. Another running back injury occurred for the Vikings. Aaron Jones, unfortunately, exited Sunday night's game with a hamstring injury, and today we found out that he was placed on the IR by the Vikings. He will miss a minimum of 4 weeks now that he was placed on the IR. The ad here, or the guy that should already be on rosters, he's rostered in over 65% of leagues, is Jordan Mason, former San Francisco 49ers running back. He was really good for them last year. Granted, they had a really good offensive line in San Francisco. We fully expect Jordan Mason to be a top 20 running back this week and for the next 4 weeks. Depending on how he does this week, we think he can be the lead running back for the Vikings the rest of the season. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to wrap up the rest of because you're really here for the waivers. So let's blow through some of these injuries, if you will. Chris Godwin for the Buccaneers is still dealing with an ankle injury, but good news is he's not on the IR. And Tampa Bay actually expects him back by week 5. So if you're like me, maybe you kind of like put him on your IRs, or not your IS part, but you're putting him on your bench. He's going to be back, and the Buccaneers are looking strong as heck. Xavier Worthy for the Chiefs dislocated his shoulder in week 1 and missed week 2. He avoided IR, and so the team clearly thinks he'll be back soon. So hang on to him as well too. This one sucks for those Packers. Jaden Reed, tough loss. Reed broke his collarbone on Thursday night and expected to miss around 8 weeks. Now, here's the thing about Jaden Reed is that he was dealing with a toe as well too, so he's playing through that pain as well too. This just kind of sucks for him. I give him credit, even though he's a Packer. Like, dude was tough as nails. But yeah, I mean, by this point, time to move on. Kind of wrapping things up for the injury report, we got Isaiah Likely for the Ravens. He underwent foot surgery, but the Baltimore's GM Eric DaCosta says he should be back early in the season. So those are your injuries. Those are the ones that like stood out to me. But let's get to what you're really for, the waivers.
All right, DL, it's time to get to the waivers. We'll go ahead and get started at QBs. DL,
you want to start with QBs? Or do we want to go to the other ones and save best for last?
All right, we don't have to. We could go ahead and jump over to wide receivers.
Okay.
We'll start at wide receivers, where the number one receiver we're recommending this week is Troy Franklin of the Denver Broncos. We spoke about him a little earlier. His next game is going to be at Tampa Bay, and he's only rostered in 12% of fantasy leagues. We're recommending a FAAB budget spend of about 10%, so about $10, maybe $10 to $12 on this guy. Franklin's breakout finally hit week 2. He paced all of Denver's wideouts in snaps, routes, targets, while also finding the end zone. Sean Payton clearly trusts him as a full-time option, as he had plays designed specifically for Troy Franklin. With the Broncos defense struggling, game scripts should keep passing volume high. At worst, Franklin is a volatile wide receiver 3/flex option with weak winning upside. Scoop him up now before he becomes a permanent flex starter. Next guy we're going to go ahead and recommend is Alec Iomanner of the Titans. We spoke about him last week. We'll let you know that it was a guy that Cam Ward of the Titans has good chemistry with, and we were seeing it develop through the preseason and in week 1. Now, going into week 3, Iomanner plays against Green Bay. Good defense. He's only 5% rostered, and we're recommending about a 5 to 7% budget spend, so $5 to $7. The Titans rookie wideout is quickly carving out a role. Iomanner saw an impressive 28% target share and already profiles as Tennessee's primary deep threat, with defenses keying on DeAndre Hopkins. Iomanner should keep getting single coverage. He's more of a boomer bust flex kind of guy, but if the connection with Cam Ward continues, you're going to want him rostered. DL, your thoughts on those first two guys? Love you, DL. You're muted. You've been talking muted the whole time. It's ridiculous. I know.
Just kidding. That was kind of an acting job. Anyways, so with Troy Franklin, what I would say about this is like with you never know who's going to be the hot hand, because last week we were talking about Marvin Mims Jr. and he didn't do so well, but Troy Franklin did. So I would be kind of cautious with grabbing this guy. I think he's valuable. I think if you're hurting, I think for a flex spot, this is the guy. But like, keep in mind, next week we may be talking about Marvin Mims again.
Marvin Mims again. It's true.
Again, because with Sean Payton, man, like you don't know. Like that's the thing that is so frustrating with, at least for fantasy purposes. Mm-hmm. Like the guy is a mad scientist. Because even with his running backs, like remember last year, that was like a carousel, right?
It was.
So
it was.
You never really knew. With the Titans, I like this. I like this more for like a deeper league. Mm-hmm. Just because with Cam Ward, he's still developing. I don't know if they're really gonna like trust him to go like, all right, let it rip, grip it and rip it, like throw it over the field. We don't care. I think he's gonna be kind of like still like progressing in that role, but I feel like they're gonna like throw it off or run it quite a bit.
Yeah, agreed. They definitely have a tight leash on him for sure. They don't want to, ruin the rookie. You want to be careful of how you handle a rookie. Next guy we're going to go ahead and recommend is Wan'Dale Robinson of the Giants. His next game is against the Washington Commanders, and he's rostered in 20% of fantasy leagues. We're recommending about a 7 to 9% budget spend, so about $7 to $9. Now, Wan'Dale Robinson went off last week for 142 yards and a touchdown. More importantly, he commanded a strong target share in the Giants' offense that may be forced to throw often because their defense sucks. He always has been a yard after catch guy, so a yak machine. And now his usage is catching up. Don't expect 100 yards or 140 yards every week, but he should be a solid flex guy, especially in PPR leagues.
Okay, this is what I got to say about him because we probably didn't touch on this too much last season. But do you know that Wan'Dale Robinson caught like 93 catches? He was targeted that much, right? The only thing about Wan'Dale is that like he kind of gets jittery, right? Like he doesn't get that yak that he normally does, but he is a viable option in the Giants passing game. And I think this would be like a sneaky starter.
I like that. I think he's definitely a guy that a lot of teams could use, again, especially in PPR leagues. Next guy we're going to go ahead and recommend is Dontavian Wicks of the Packers. The next game is against the Indianapolis Colts. He's only rostered in 9% of fantasy leagues, and we're recommending about a 5 to 7% budget spend. So with Jaden Reed sidelined, Wicks stepped up into a full-time role and immediately looked the part. He tied for the team lead in snaps, saw multiple looks downfield, and has a kind of versatile skill set that Green Bay needs. As long as Reed is out, which he will be, as Dustin alluded to, Wicks is a plug-and-play flex guy with wide receiver 3 potential. Theo?
Yeah, the Packers are interesting. They're very interesting because they're throwing the ball quite a bit. Another guy that you may want to consider at this role would be like Romeo Dubs, if you will. I think he would be definitely a good add as well too if he's available because I didn't really look at his status as far as like you might. I kind of like him a little bit better, just a little bit better. But like once again, the Packers are throwing the crap out of the ball, and with this big injury to Reed, you should grab at least either Wicks or Dobbs.
Okay. Next guy we're going to recommend is the old reliable, a family favorite, Hunter Renfrow of the Panthers. His next game is against the New Orleans Saints. He's rostered in only 14% of fantasy leagues, and we're recommending a budget spend of about 5 to 6%, so $5, $6, $7, somewhere in that range. Look, here's the truth about Renfrow. He's not flashy, but he's getting legitimate usage in Carolina. He really is. And it's crazy because he basically missed 2 years due to injury. Just 2 years. He was gone. And now he's back. And he immediately gets plugged in and is starting for the Panthers. So, look, in the passing game, he's just getting short yardage. He's getting a ton of looks, ton of targets, catching a ton of balls. And here's the kicker. He's getting looks in the red zone. He's never going to win you a week, but in PPR, he's a sneaky stabilizer for your team and a guy you can throw in the flex and try to get 5, 6, 7 points out of. Yeah,
absolutely. Okay. Sorry, I was answering a question. People are wanting to know about tight ends, but we will get there.
We'll get there.
I do like Hunter Renfrow. I think Tet has definitely shown up, and he's clearly the wide receiver 1 in this game. I think you can get rid of Xavier Legette because he's just not. I don't know. I'm kind of done with him. But yeah, I think Hunter is definitely a guy to add.
Real quick, other deeper league stash plays or just guys to look out on in deeper leagues. Cedric Tillman, who we've talked about, he's still only 28% rostered in fantasy leagues, which is crazy. He keeps seeing steady usage and already has a touchdown. So get Cedric Tillman. By the end of the season, it would not surprise me if he's the best receiver on the Browns team.
I got him from the trade from you. I'm so happy I have him because he's been consistent. And that's what you're looking for as well, too, is consistency. Obviously, he is being targeted. He's getting more than 8 targets per game. That's what you're looking for is 8 or more targets per game. Go ahead.
Exactly. Next guy, real quick, Christian Kirk. He plays against Tampa. He's 40% rostered. If he's healthy, he's still a viable flex option. A guy who gets a ton of looks, ton of targets. Doesn't do a whole lot with them, but steady PPR guy. Another guy is Marvin Mims. We just talked about of the Denver Broncos. He goes up against Tampa Bay. He's only 40% rostered. He's still a big play threat, and he does return punts and kicks as well. So wouldn't surprise me if he breaks one off that way sometime this season. And lastly, a guy we've been talking about all season, Jaden Higgins. He plays against Tampa. He's 37% roster. He's getting tons of volume, and he's trending towards steady flex status. DL, we'll go ahead and jump over to running backs, DL.
I love it because I was just about to say it. Let's shift into the running backs as here's our top waiver targets going to week 3. Low rostered with high potential. We're going to start off with Bashad Tootin. Pretty close. Anyways, he's for the Jags. He's 27% rostered. With Bigsby gone, volume shifted to him. He posted 74 yards and a touchdown last week. Solid flex upside. I feel like, we're going to see this tandem going into it. So definitely a guy you want to roster. The next guy I'm going to say is Tyler Algier. Now, I know you're thinking like, wait a second. He's on Atlanta. Why would I even roster him? Here's why. He's only 11% rostered. He popped in week 2 with 16 carries, a touchdown. As Atlanta leans on the run game, he could keep carving out more work, which you saw a lot of during the goal line, right? Next guy I'm going to mention, which we mentioned last week, was Trey Benson. Still only at 14% rostered. Brings more receiving work, which boosts volume, especially in those PPR formats. He may not start, but he's definitely flex potential. And then next, we're going to go over to the Rams with Blake Corum. Is super low. He's only rostered about 1%. I feel like this is a really good handcuff. He is like a boom or buzz pickup. But could pay off in the long run with Kyren Williams. Kyren Williams is a little bit of a smaller back. So could be injury, but I would put him more as definitely like a handcuff. And then lastly, we're going to wrap things up with Kenneth Gainwell for the Steelers. He's 8% rostered. A decent depth piece or insurance if the starters fail. Now, is it Jacobson? The running back for the Steelers? The rookie running back.
Caleb Johnson.
Caleb Johnson. I don't think anyone has to worry about that dude because literally his assignment was to catch running out. He was a kick returner and he literally cost the Steelers the game last week because he literally saw the ball go into the end zone and started walking off the field. And guess what happened? Indiana scored. So, definitely
Mike Tomlin said he's not going to return anymore. He said he'll probably not be a kick returner anymore.
Definitely not. If that's your only job, dude, come on, pay attention. So, if I'm going to prioritize these guys, I would go with Tootin, then Algier, then Benson, then Chrome as a low cost gamble. And Gainwell is more of like a depth guy. Make your FAAB bids with urgency because honestly with running backs, it's getting really super thin, especially in the first couple of weeks. If you're hurting, these are your backups. JC?
No, I agree. I think of these guys, the guy I like the most is Bashal Tootin. That's the guy I like. I think Algier, however, has the highest upside because if he takes over that backfield, guy has legit, RB1 potential. So, just kind of the way I like that breakdown. DL, we'll jump over to tight ends and finish off with QBs. The tight ends, we're going to go ahead and recommend a guy that we recommended last week, Harold Fannin Jr. of the Browns. His next game is against Baltimore, and he's only rostered in somehow, some way, 5% of fantasy leagues, especially after popping off week 1. It's crazy to me. I'm recommending a FAAB budget spend of about $10 for Fannin Jr. The rookie continues to earn work as a core piece of the Cleveland passing attack. He's running routes like a wide receiver, and already racking up targets. They're also playing him out of the backfield, and he's getting snaps as a running back as well. So usage-wise, he looks more like a top 12, top 10 tight end based on usage, and I think he's more than just a stash. I think he's a guy that you can go ahead and get, set, and forget. So if you need help at the position, spend aggressively. I think the breakout's on his way. I absolutely think the guy could finish at the end of the season with 800 yards and 7 to 8 touchdowns, which would put him in the top 6 at tight end. Another guy we're going to go ahead and recommend is Juwan Johnson of the Saints. He made a ridiculous catch this past week. I don't know if you guys got a chance to see it. It was incredible. Guy's just a big dude, okay? He's a big dude, and we always recommend him. I feel like he's always on this list. His next game is against the Eagles. He's only rostered in 4% of fantasy leagues, and we're recommending a FAAB budget spend of about $6 to $7. It's because Juwan is quietly back on the streaming radar. He's running a high percentage of routes, and he scored in week 2. With Taysom Hill sidelined still, Johnson's red zone is even safer, and he's a perfect plug-and-play guy if you're stuck at tight end. What you got, Theo?
I'm just saying, like, I'm shocked that he's still a waiver option. This man is being targeted all over the place. If you have a shot to grab him, especially if you're hurting at tight end, this is your guy. Like, I feel like JC said, set and forget it. This is definitely someone that you want to have on your roster, especially if you're going through the woes.
One more guy we're going to recommend is Jatavion Sanders of the Panthers. His next game is against the Saints. He's rostered in only 1% of fantasy leagues. And we're recommending about a $4 to $5 FAAB spend. He's a deep league stash. Sanders racked up 9 targets in a pass-heavy script last week. It was a crazy game for the Carolina Panthers, where they were down by 2 touchdowns in the last 2 minutes of the game. And somehow, some way, they came back and almost won the game. It was nuts. The rookie tight ends are usually volatile, but Jatavion Sanders is a promising streaming option. He's worth at least a speculative ad if you're desperate or you're streaming. Lastly, Dio, some guys.
Hold on, I got a little nugget. So this is his second year in this offense, right? You're seeing that people are starting to step up, like Tet. And I think this guy needs to step up as well too. I see him being like a guy, a safety blanket, if you will, especially in those deeper leagues. So go ahead, wrap us up here.
Completely agree. Just 2 other guys in case they're available somehow, some way. Zach Ertz. I'm showing he's rostered in 50% of leagues. There's no way that's possible. I think it's closer to 60 or 70, probably 65, somewhere in that range. But if for any reason he's available, he's getting tons of targets and he's getting tons of looks in the red zone. A guy that I think you should definitely get, and you can definitely plug and play it immediately. And lastly, Chig Okonkwo. They play against the Rams. The Titans do. He's 35% rostered. He's just a decent streaming option in a pinch if you need it. If for any reason you lose your tight end for a week, whoever it may be, Chig Okonkwo is a decent guy to go pick up and just throw in your lineup. Theo?
Okay, so we're going to go over the quarterbacks, and the reason why we set this to the end is because we want you guys to watch longer. So I think everybody at this point, quarterbacks are dropping like flies. It's a week 3. Just as a reminder, Burrow is out. McCarthy's out. Jaden Daniels is probably going to be out as well too. So if you're hurting at QB, here are the best options. First guy I'm going to talk about is Daniel Jones, or Indiana Jones. He's only rostered at 44%. As for CBS leagues, he's under 20% on ESPN. He's got rushing upside and secured playing time. He actually vultured a couple of touchdowns from Jonathan. So I feel like this is the guy. Like, he's showing up. He's a resurgent. I think this is like one of the top guys that I'm excited about. I would spend about 12 to 15% on your FAAB if you need a starter, 5 to 8% if you're only trying to stash him. The next guy is the backup QB for the Bengals, and that would be Jake Browning. With Burrow out, Brownie is available in almost every league. Shocker. Just 1% rostered. He's got Jamar and T. Higgins, but he is a little bit turnover. He's got the hiccups a little bit. So he does turn over the ball a little bit. I would spend about like 10 to 12% in like a super flex, probably like 5 to 7% of FAAB in QB1 leagues. Next, we're going to talk about Carson Wentz. Filling in for McCarthy, only 1% roster, short-term patch, but he's got solid weapons. So I would say about like 6 to 8% on that FAAB. If you need immediate starter, 3 to 5% if it's just for depth. So once again, to put the bow on it, like if you really need them, go a little bit higher. If you're just trying to stash them, which I don't know why you would, but you never know. Like he may come across, he may have a resurgence as well too. We're going to talk about Marcus Mariota, blast from the past. Daniels dealing with that knee injury opens the door for Mariota. Also, only around 1% rostered. Rushing gives him a safe floor, about 5 to 7% of your FAAB and Superflex, 2 to 4% in QB1 leagues. Matthew Stafford. This is kind of shocking to me. Stafford is still only 27% rostered, steady vet, safe weekly floor, matchup dependent, of course. So I would only spend about like 3 to 5% of your FAAB if you need a streamer. This would be a streamer only kind of guy. We're going to talk about Michael Penix Jr. for those Falcons. He might still be out there. Penix is a flashy ad. He's 41% rostered. He's showing promise early, but there are questions about his consistency and matchups. Worth, I would say, for your FAAB about 8 to 10% with a high upside. And that's what we like, especially in like stashing or those deeper leagues. That is a solid pickup. I was told to drop him like in week 1, but I don't know who would say that.
How's that worked out? How's he been?
I don't know. I dropped him because I listened to advice from somebody else.
Okay, so week 1, 27 completions on 42 attempts for 298 yards, 1 touchdown, no interceptions, 93.2 rating. He was solid. Week 2, 13 completions on 21 attempts. They took the ball out of his hands. He had 135 passing yards, 61.9% completion percentage, no touchdowns, and no interceptions. He didn't do jack. So he's really up and down. I'd be a little scared to start Michael Penix every week, but if you need a guy in a flash and a pinch, it's fine.
All right, wrapping it up for QBs, we're suggesting Mac Jones for the Mac Jones. Mac Jones is he's on the 49ers. Is widely available and rostered only in 15% of leagues. He doesn't have a huge upside, but he is safe as a bi-weekly fill-in. I would spend about like 2 to 3% in FAAB if you're desperate. As we said, Shanahan makes like gold out of like he makes chicken salad out of chicken. Okay, so Mac Jones, I think he would be great, especially like if you don't have that FAAB, if you don't really want to spend that much. This might be a sneaky starter, but just keep in mind it depends on who they are playing. So the priority for me is Daniel Jones at the top overhead ad, followed by Jake Browning for Burrow managers, and then Michael Penix Jr. for upside. After that, Wentz, Mariota are short-term kind of band-aids or patches, if you will. Stafford is probably your safest streamer if you just don't have the cojones. And Mac Jones is for depth, right? In Superflex. Don't hesitate to push closer to 20% on FAAB for any of these guys because starting quarterbacks don't stay on the wire for long. So, yeah, keep in mind, like everybody's probably jonesing for that quarterback. Even if they don't need them, they may want to like add these guys just because of the volume. So, yeah, I think this is our QB waiver wire show, if you will.
That's right. I really do like Daniel Jones, believe it or not. I think he could be a solid rest of the year.
2 weeks back to back, bro. Like at first I was like, yeah, fluke. Okay, whatever. But like even last week, I was like, who is this guy? He's like really showing up. So
they're using him to his strengths. They really are. They know what his limitations are. They know what his strengths are, and they're using that. And that team looks good, man. The Colts look
dude,
solid.
Colts, I mean,
yeah.
They're a dark horse for
sure. We should check out a game, bro. It's indoor, not that far from us. They'd be fun.
I'm actually going to the Bears versus Cowboys game this weekend.
Oh, are you really?
Yes, I am.
Bring us back a W, please.
I'm hoping. So,
bro, can I say something?
Okay.
If the Bears don't win more than 4 games, if they win 4 or less, I'm going to switch my fandom, bro.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
Never. Bears till I die, bro.
I know, man.
Bears till I die, bro.
They don't give a fuck about us, bro.
Never.
I'm not afraid, man.
Never.
I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid.
Well, it's not so much being afraid. It's just that you're like moving on to like another team, like for bandwagon. Like,
It's not
okay,
bandwagon.
cool.
I would not be a
It's
bandwagon.
bandwagon because you like the
No, hell
Bengals.
no.
You
I would
like the
not pick a good
Bengals.
team, but I would not. But the Bengals are no good.
You liked them when they got Burrow. You liked
Yeah, I
them
like
when
Burrow.
they got
I
Jamar.
think
Dude,
Burrow's
I'm
cool. I
sorry,
think
bro.
Burrow's
Like,
cool.
look at the phony homies. Wow.
That's right, Scotty. That's right, Scotty. That's right.
Wow.
If they don't win at least 4 games.
Never
If they don't
changed,
win
bro.
at least 4 games, I'm out, man. I'm out.
That's sad,
out.
man. That's
Is it sad, bro? Bro, do you know how many games they've won in 365
You waited
days?
108 years for the Cubs to win the World Series.
Listen.
108 years.
Yeah,
and
but
now you're just bouncing
man.
on the Bears.
I'm a
wow,
changed
bro.
man. I'm a responsible, changed man. I'm not gonna keep blowing my fucking money on a team that doesn't give a fuck about me. I'm just not. I'm just not.
Cool.
It's just the time and time again they're doing the same.
Just be a Chiefs fan
over and
or
over.
Eagles fan.
No. I don't like the Chiefs or the Ravens. I don't like either of those teams.
I didn't say that. I said Eagles.
Oh, fuck the Eagles. I don't like
Dude,
Eagles
then get off. That's
Philly.
okay.
I hate Philly and everything.
Denounce now. Why are you waiting for that? Why don't you just denounce it now, bro?
No,
that's fucked up, bro.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
You're trading in your Bears fandom card.
If they don't win at least 4 games. 4 games. The bar's low.
Wow, bro. That's
the
sad.
bar's low.
I'm really sad.
No.
I mean, I'm not sad. I'm glad you're out because we don't need you.
I'm not out.
But I mean, don't come back though. Don't come back after like a couple of years when they're like actually doing good. When they're actually doing good, I don't want to hear shit from you. I don't want to be like, oh yeah, bad.
Here's what we'll do. If the Bears don't win at least 4 games, we'll hold like a poll for like a vote, and we'll put 4 teams up on the poll, and you guys get to vote for who I root for. If the Bears don't win 4
that's
games.
Disgusting. That's really
no, it's
sad.
Not. It's fun.
That's sad, dude.
It'll be fun.
That's really sad. How long have you been a Bears fan?
Since as early as I can remember. It was my uncle and my dad watching a Bears game in like 94 or 95. And Curtis Enos scored a touchdown. I remember that. That is all I remember.
Like 42 years. 42 years. I would never in a million. I don't care if I die and they don't win a Super Bowl. I would never just switch teams just because that's cool. Dumb, dude. Wow.
I know you can. You have like 30 grand invested in the Bears right behind you. So
no, dude, that's not 30 grand. That's because I believe, man. That's messed up, bro.
It's not.
That is messed up, dude. You're just giving up on the Bears.
I'll go back. What was that? We got to trade. We got to trade.
No. Hold on.
Would you trade?
I'm going on record to say it right now. Okay, man. Like, that's sad, dude. I thought you were like,
no, it's not. Fan. It's really not.
No, it is. It's like super sad and super pathetic, man. Like, I can't believe you give up just because, like, they're not going your way. Okay, I'm gonna give up and just like go. What team? Okay, what team would you go for? Fuck the poll. What team are you gonna root for? Who's your top team right now, dude?
Probably the Bengals. And it sucks because they suck.
Okay.
Yeah, let me give you another team. Suck. Another team that
they made the playoffs and went to the Super Bowl and they got really hyped because they got Joe Burrow. Okay.
I just like Joe Burrow. I like Joe Burrow. I like Jamar Chase. I like LSU. I like them.
Yeah.
Let me give you another team that I think would be super interesting to root for. A team that I don't think a lot of people are into. A team that I think would be. I think you'd be like, you know what? Fine. If you're gonna root for them, fine. This is crazy. Okay. But
what's crazy is that you're giving up on the Bears. That's what's crazy. I'm sorry.
It's not crazy.
Who?
It's not crazy. It's not crazy. It's not.
Who did you say?
Okay, here's the team.
Oh, Eagles?
Nope.
Ravens?
Nope.
Who?
Yeah, I would stay in the NFC.
Packers? If you say Packers, dude, this is our last
show. I'm not going to say the Packers. We could just shut the show off if I say the Packers.
Yeah, honestly, like, I would be done.
Okay. The Denver Broncos.
Okay. Wow. Oh, wow. Crazy. The Broncos. Because they got Bo Nix. Why the Broncos? Because you have like such a deep history with them.
No,
Why the Broncos?
I've been
Why the
to
Broncos?
in Denver. I thought it was a great time. I had a great time. I like what they stand for. I like John Elway. That's it. You could smoke marijuana legally in Denver, but yeah.
You can in Chicago too. What?
Yeah, bro. We're just
All right. I'm really wow.
What was the question, man? We have people asking questions here.
Like
Let's answer the
hurting
question.
me, man.
Let's
Like,
answer the question.
No, time out. I'll show the question in a second, but I'm gonna go on record and saying this. Like, that's pathetic and sad. It's pathetic and sad that you're just gonna give up if they don't win 4 games, dude.
Yeah, because they're not doing nothing for me. They're not serving me.
Why does they gotta win? Why do they gotta win 4 games? Why not just say it now?
That's a low bar.
Just say it now. Just say it now. Just say you're not a Bears fan.
It's like a shitty relationship. It's like putting up in a shitty relationship with the same bullshit over and 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 over. I'm gonna go till I was 36.
So why are you a Cubs fan?
Over and over. Because I love the Cubs. Because I love baseball. I don't want to watch any
108 years. 108 years. They didn't win anything.
But you know what happened when the Cubs won the World Series? It did something for me. It did something for me. It liberated me as a fan. It allowed me as a fan to see sports in a different way. It really did. So that's why I hope this stands.
Dude, that's sad. You might as well just no, dude. Just get off the. You're no longer a Bears fan.
Let's answer the question.
No longer. I will get to the question, but you are no longer a Bears fan in my eyes at all. For you to say that, like, oh, they have to win like 4, like, fuck off, dude. Just not be a Bears fan now.
No,
you gotta wait.
That's my standard. What? That's my standard.
Wow, you have no standards. You have no fandom. You
have no standards. You're willing to put up with garbage. This team could move from Chicago to fucking bumfuck Iowa, and you'd still root for them because you're an idiot. Because they don't give a fuck about you.
I'm an idiot.
They don't care about you.
Okay.
Bears don't care about you.
Call me an idiot. I'm a Bears fan.
They haven't even put a shovel in the ground yet on the new stadium. That's crazy.
Wow.
That's crazy.
You're crashing out.
When was the last time right now? When was the last time Ryan Poles drafted a Pro Bowler? Can you name one Pro Bowler he's drafted? No,
I can't. No.
Okay.
I still believe in the Bears. You know what else I still think they can do it.
He took Torrey Taylor in the 4th round last year, and you know who went 4 picks after Torrey Taylor? Bucky Irving went 4 picks after Torrey Taylor.
Yes, I saw that too.
In a Bears uniform? Bucky Irving would look great in a Bears uniform.
Don't care.
What are we doing here? He could have traded up this year in the 1st round and take a left tackle, and he didn't. What did he do? He took a tight end, and not even the best tight end. He took the 2nd best tight end. Tyler Warren was sitting there. What was he doing? What was it all about?
So all that bullshit that you said earlier in the year about the Bears.
What the fuck?
It's so bullshit, dude.
They didn't even bring in Jaden Daniels for a meeting. They didn't even bring him in for a meeting. Not even for a meeting. Not even for a meeting.
Roll it back, guys. Roll it back when we started like the pod this year and how optimistic he was and how he was all for it and how 2 weeks in, he's ready to trade in his Bears fandom. His Bears fandom. That's sad. Anyways, let's get to the question. So, wow. Anyways, would you trade Nico for Tetero or Javonte Williams?
And Javonte Williams.
Okay. Go ahead and correct me. I know you're feeling kind of hurt right now.
I would not.
Okay. Awesome. Let's see. These are just people like hating on you for giving up on the Bears. I know you can't handle that right now because you're questioning out. But okay. So let's just wrap up the show. I guess we're never going to do the Bears pod again. So who do you have for defense? The Bears?
Yeah, real quick. Defenses we're going to go ahead and recommend here. A few good ones coming up. First one we're going to recommend is Green Bay Packers. They play against the Cleveland Browns, and they're rostered in 53% of fantasy leagues. So they might not be available, but if they are, put them high priority. They've looked legit on defense. They're generating sacks, forcing turnovers, and generally messing up opponent QBs. Cleveland's offense has been shaky, especially with their pass protection and consistency issues. It's a good chance for Green Bay to dominate. If you can pick them up, it's worth using FAAB or waiver priority. So just throwing that out there. Next defense we got is the Seattle Seahawks. They play against the New Orleans Saints. They're only rostered in 25% of fantasy leagues, but we would put a medium priority on this kind of team. They've shown strong pressure and relatively stout defensive play so far. New Orleans has been they've had trouble lately, especially versus teams that could rush well and blitz, But Seattle looks like one of the safer streamer bets for the week. So the Seattle Seahawks, another solid team to stream. DL, you got 2 more defenses. What you got?
Sure. I'm going to go with your suggestion as well with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They're playing against the Jets. Their roster only at 6 to 10%, but if you were watching the game, they did pretty well. New York's offense is inconsistent, and Tampa has a strong interior defense line that can generate a disruption. If you need upside for your defense, the Buccaneers is a viable play this week. Rounding things off, we're going to go with the Kansas City Chiefs. Yes. They're playing against the Bears. Actually, they're not playing against the Bears next week, but eventually they will. Is it? You still want to go with this one?
No, they'll go with that one.
They're playing Dallas. Whoopsie
Yeah,
doodle. Anyways, sometimes we get it wrong, sometimes we get it right. I think because JC was crashing out about the Bears that he just wants to destroy them. So let's wrap up this episode. Did you want me to do it? Are you okay?
No, I got it. That's it for today's episode.
Okay?
I'm great. That's it for today's episode, Phony Homies. Remember to shoot your start sit questions to us by tweeting us at
Tweet FFG
and use the hashtag
Ask Us FFG.
Pretty easy, pretty simple. As always, if you want to send us emails, DL, where else can they send us those messages, those emails?
They can email us at askusffg@gmail.com.
Awesome. Or you can leave voicemail or text message questions at our inbox, DL.
Yes, if you want to let JC know how much of a wiener he is for giving up his fandom for the Bears, you can call him at 708-655-4508. Please be sure to light up those phone lines.
That's right. Thanks for tuning in, Phony Homies. Thanks to DL for his awesome advice. My name is JC, and we'll catch you on another episode on Thursday with more fantasy football advice. Remember to like, share, subscribe, and
smash
that notification button. We'll catch you guys on another episode of the Fake Football Guys Show. Peace out. Go Bears. Go Bears.
Yeah, you're a liar.
4 games. Just win 4 games.
You're
or I'm gone.
a liar, bro.
Four games or I'm gone.
Don't
4 games or I'm gone.
Ever. I don't want to hear nothing. I don't want to hear nothing about like,
I was
all about the Bears.
You heard it first.
Rewind it, clip this, hit us up on our Twitter when the Bears actually do well, and call them out, boys. Call him out and girls.
Yeah,